Alright, day 5, video 5, or video, I think this is the second video, day 5. Okay, so 2 files, this is the first one, pretty simple. Let me just make it a little bigger because I can't see. Alright, so it looks like the first one is a decimal problem. Okay, so let's just take care of that. So it's 34.87 plus, ooh, why does it take so long? Alright, there. Okay, again, adding decimals, make sure you line them up, 12, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I'm going to add a 0 here on top just to make my decimal places even on both numbers. Just simply add 6, 12, 13, decimal 7, 4. 47.326. 2, 1/3 of 9. Alright, there's 2 ways. 1/3 of 9. Okay. Easy. I think you can take 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you want to take 1/3, or divide into groups of 3s. So if you add 9, 1/3 of 9, this is 1/3, that's another 1/3, this is 1/3 as well. So it would be 3. Okay, but it's easy because the number is pretty easy. But if you had a more a number that doesn't work out that nicely, remember 1/3 of 9 can also be written this way. 1/3 and of can be multiplication. Okay, and 1/3 of 9, and as you can tell, you're going to put this over 1. 1 times 9 is 9, and 3 times 1 at the bottom is 3, which gives you same answer, 3. So don't forget that 1/3 of 9 can be changed to this. Okay, 1/3 times 9. Okay, and I should get a faster computer. Anyways, let's keep moving. All right, here I go. 1/4 of 16th, and again, I don't know who made these, but they made the numbers too easy. 1/4 16th, it's 4. Okay, because if you take 16 and break it up into 4 parts, it will have 4 in each part. Or, and again, like I said, 1/4 of 16 is 1/4 times 16, which is going to give you 16 over 4, or just simply 4. Okay, know that just in case this, the number they give you next time, it's not as nice as that one. 952 times 75. Okay, again, the first file here is just for you to warm up, keep your basic skills sharpened. 10, 26 goes to 47. Move once, that's a 14, this is a 36, this is a 366. Okay, the more comfortable you are with your numbers, the better you're going to be. Okay, goes 1, 11, 7. So final answer, 71,400. Okay. Next one, 4. 5,482 divided by 4 goes 1, 4, 14, and 4 goes into 14 3 times, which is 12. Bring down the 8. 4 goes into 28 7 times, which is 28. Then bring down the 2. 4 does not go into 2, so you're going to put a 0 here. And you can continue by adding a decimal. Allows you to bring an extra 0 down. Okay, and 4 goes into 20 5 times. So 1,370 is your answer. Okay, and on this side, and on this side, and on this side, right, we can have Jack's parents bought 36 tickets at a carnival. There are 4 children in his family. How many tickets go to each child? Really? 36 divided by 4, it's 9. I'm going to even skip that one. 6. 5 times 2 times 7, that's 70. Okay, and then 3 times 3 is 9 times 6, 54. And then 5 over 9 times 1 over 3. 5 over 9 times 1 over 3, it's a multiplication. Numerator times numerator. 5 over 27, denominator times denominator. 8, simple order of operations, but nevertheless, is that a plus? So it's 5 plus 8 times 2, which gives you 10 over here, and then, 16, I'm sorry, plus 5, which gives you 21. Jenny read the following number of minutes each day. What is the mean number of minutes she read each day? If you This is probably not going to be on your test, but nevertheless, mean average. Okay, so you're going to add all full numbers. 28 plus 20 is 48. 78 and 22 is 100. That gives you 100. And 100 divided by 4, because you got 4 numbers here, is 25. So the average minutes that she reads is 25. And you can say here, again, box plot here at the bottom. It's not going to be on your test. But for those of you who actually are doing that, in which quartile does data have the smallest range? Well, the smallest range would be the third quartile, right here where I'm moving. Okay, that's the first. This is the second. That's the third quartile. You see the range is really small. It goes from like 28 maybe to 30. Okay, so that was sheet 1. Okay, very simple. Let's go to our second one. And today was operations with decimals. Yay. If you go, if it goes. Alright, again, basic operations. Alright, so let's start with the top one. 425.2. And you want to start with the decimal, line them up. 173.45. And we're subtracting this. Okay? You need to add a 0 on the top because 5 can't subtract from nothing. So you got to add a 0. And we got to start borrowing here. So this 5, I'll borrow from the 5. Becomes a 4. This becomes a 12, which becomes 11. That becomes a 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. This is a 7. Bring the decimal. 4 minus 3 is 1. I'll borrow again. 12 minus 7 is 5. Final answer, 251.75. Then 7.328 minus 0.76. Okay. Let's add the 0 here. 8 minus 0 is 8. We got to borrow from the 7, which becomes a 6. 13 becomes a 12, and 12, so 6, 5.6. 65.68. All right. We have more subtraction, right? 3 subtractions, right? So this one is 6. Interesting, because 6 doesn't have a decimal, so let's add a decimal if it ever shows up. There you go. Why is this so slow? 6, and the bottom number is 2.574. So we need to add 3 zeros on top. Okay, so you got borrow. That's a 5. That becomes a 9 because it's 10. That becomes a 10, becomes a 9, and then that last one becomes a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 2, 4, and 3. Okay. Next one, 482. 482. Let's see if I can make this a little faster because it's so slow. Quit. Sorry, quit. And alright, so 48, 489.2 plus 8.03. Okay, make sure your decimals are lined up. Okay, and we add a 0 here, so it's 0 and 3 is 3, 2, 17, carry the 1s, 9, 497.23. Then we have 23.04 plus 12. Okay, again, the 12 doesn't have a decimal, so here's a decimal for 12. And it has no decimal place value, so we add 2 zeros here. Add 40.53. Find the last one, 222.3 plus, let's see, a decimal over here, that becomes a 72, 947. Let's go add a decimal here again. 2, 10, and it's going to be a 10 again, that's 7, and a 9, 907.02. Okay. Diver scores, blah, blah, blah. What is diver's final? It's total score. So, you know, let's guess this is an Olympic sport. He gets 6.892 on his first dive, 7.935 on his second dive, 6.253 on his third dive, and 8.025 on his last dive. It's a simple addition problem. Everything's lined up. Okay, so this is a 15, goes 1, 10, that's a 20, goes 2, that's a 10, that's a 21, goes 2, 10, 22, and 7 is 29. Okay. John's batting average is 0.87. Wow. Really? That's really good. Last year was 0.175. How much has his average increased? Wow. Talk about an increase. 0.87 is what he has this year. 0.175 it was last year. So last year he was not that great. So we're going to subtract to find the difference. Okay. Let's borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5, 16 minus 7 is 9, and 7 minus 1 is 6. So his average increased by 0.695. Oh, very nice. Okay. Bottom two questions over here on this side is about multiplication. And again, multiplication is just a little different. Okay, so first one, 0.18. 0.18 times 0.06. In multiplication, lining it up is not important. Okay, what's important is that you count the number of decimal places values each number has. This one has 2. This one has 2 for a grand total of 4 decimal place values, which is what our answer should have. Okay, the rest is just simple multiplication. Okay, and I am not going to multiply the zeros. Okay, so our answer should have 4 decimal places, so you start from here. 1, 2, 3. We're running out of numbers. Add a 0. That makes it 4. 4 decimal places, and you add the decimal. Okay, so you always start from the right, and you walk to the left. Okay, final answer is 0.018. 4.1 times 2.76. Okay, again, we're practicing decimal place value. This one's 1 decimal place value. This one has 2 decimal place values. Okay, so let's multiply, and you get, let's see, 6. 6 times 1 is 6, I think. All right, so let's. Alright, here we go. 6 times 1 is 6, and then it's 24, goes 2 is 26. Move 1 place over, 7, 28, and then 30. You're going to move 2 over, you get 2, 8, and 8. So you get 6, 11, 18, 11, and 12. Our answer has to have 3 decimal places, so you start from the right, then you go 1, 2, 3, and our decimal goes right there. Okay, not too concerned about the multiplication. Most of you know your times table. It's where you put the decimal that's important. Okay, 0.04 times 1.58, and I should have done this the other way, so I'm going to switch the order. 1.58 times 0.04, and our numbers have 2 decimal place values here, 2 decimal place for a total of 4, so keep that in mind. So 4 and 8 is 32, goes 3, 23, goes 2 is 6. So starting from the right, you go 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 0 here, and we can add a decimal. So our final answer is 0. Let me add a 0 here, 0.0632. Okay, finally we have 12.7 times 0.092. 1 place value here, 3 place values here, and for a total of 4, so our answer should have 4. 2 and 7 is 14, goes 1 is 5, and this is a 2. 63 goes 6, 24. So it's 4, 8, 6, 2. We should have 4 decimal place values. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where our decimal goes. So final answer, 0.2684 or 0.2684, however you want it, it's okay. The next 4 problems, I gave you the answer. It's just a matter of you placing the decimal. Okay, so 3 times 9 times 4.6. The answer is 1794. You got to put a decimal somewhere, and hopefully you put it right here. Okay, because 2 factors. 3.9 has 1 decimal place, 4.6 has 1, so it has to have a total of 2 in our product. Second one is 13578. Let's count how many decimal place values our factors have. There's 3 in the first one and 1 in the second one, so our answer should have 4, which should go right here. 14.9 times 0.092 is 13708. Our two factors we multiply have a total decimal place values of 124 place values. 1, 2. So our answer again should have 13708. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally the last one. Our answer is, wow, big one. 45,14444. Two numbers being multiplied. One has 3 decimal place values. The other one has 2. So our answer should have 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be between the 5 and the 1. 45.14444. Okay. And then we have a couple of division problems. Okay, not too much left. All right, so first one, it's 29.6 divided by 8. Our divisor here, this number right here, is a whole number. So we don't have to do anything in this problem. We can just divide. So for step 1, bring this decimal up here and just do division like you normally would. 8 goes into 29 3 times, which is 24. Okay, 3. Bring the 6 down. 8 goes into 36, I don't know. 2 times? No, 4 times. 32. Okay, you got 4 left over. You can add a 0 to see if it actually works out. 8 goes into 45 times. Yes, it does. So there you go. This worked out nicely and even. 26.6 divided by 8 is 3.45. Second one. And you got 15, or not, 15.57 divided by 0.09. Okay, remember in the previous video, in the review video, I told you that it's necessary. It's much easier if you change these to a whole number. So that becomes 9. Move the decimal 2 places over, but I have to multiply. I meant move the decimal 2 over here too. So our two new numbers become 1557 divided by 9. And let's see, how do we do this? 9 does not go into 15 once. 6 left over, bring down to 5. 9 goes into 65 7 times, which is 63. Bring 7 down, and 9 goes into 27 3 times. Very nice, easy problem. Okay, so it's much easier if you change your divisor to a whole number. Next one. Do I have room on the side? No, I don't. So here we got 16. No, wait. For my slow computer. Okay, 16.15 divided by 0.38. And again, we want to make our divisor here into a whole number. Let's move the decimal 2 places to the right, becomes 38. This also moved 2 places to the right, becomes 1,615. 38 does not go into 1, does not go into 16, but it goes into 161 about 5 times, maybe, no, 4 times. No. Yeah, 4 times I think I'll do it. So 4 times 8 is 40, no, 32, goes 3, 12, and then you got 15. If you subtract, this becomes a 5, this becomes 11, 11, that's a 9. Bring down to 5. 38 goes to 95 2 times, which is 76. Borrow 8. 15 minus 6 is 9. 8 minus 7 is 1. So you got 190. 19. Let's bring a 0 down. So let's add a decimal here. Add a decimal here. Bring a 0 down. See if that helps our cause. 190 times 5. Let's see. 138. 40. Yeah. And it goes in. 38 goes into 195 times, which is 190. And our final answer is 42.5. That's our quotient. Then we have 673. 673.29 divided by 5.6. We're going to make the 5.6 into 56 by moving the decimal 1 over to the right. And this number is 673.29. 1 over and 1 over. Bring the decimal up and let's start dividing. 56 going to 67 once. 113 goes into 113 twice, which is 112. Okay, bring 2 down. 56 going to 12 0 times. And we're going to bring the 9, and 56 goes into 29 2 times, which is 1 1 2. And then we have 7 left over. Let's bring another 0. Let's bring a 0 down, see if that helps our cause. And 56 going to 70 one time. Okay. And 56, alright, so what do we have left over? 6 minus 1 is 14. Let's bring another 0 down. And 56 going to 140 times 3. No, that's too much. So again, it's times 2. Alright, that seems like it's going to go for a while. So let's stop right here. 1 1 2. And 10 minus 2 is 8. 3 minus 1 is 2. 28. What about 20? If I brought another 0 down. 56 goes into 280, I don't know, 5 times? Yes, it does. Actually, it does. The final answer, 120.2125. Hopefully on a test you don't have to go that far. They'll just tell you to round to nearest tenth or hundredths. So you don't have to go as far. But if you did, that would be your final answer. Naomi drove 710.24 miles on 18.4 gallons of gas. How many miles per gallon did her car get? Well, 710 was her total. She drove this much with this much gas in her tank. 18.4 gallons. Move, so that becomes 184. And this becomes 7102.4. Bring the decimal up. 184 goes into this about maybe 3 times. You get a 6. No, sorry, where does the 6 come from? And you get a 2. 12 goes 1 is 25. Goes 1 is 5. Okay, and then you get 10 minus 2 is 8. 10 minus 5 is 5, and 6 minus 1, 158. You're gonna bring the 2 down, and that looks like a 7 maybe. 8 would be 64. I think you go 8 times. No, can you go 8 times? Well, maybe 8. So I'm thinking 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. Goes 3, 64, 67. Goes 6, which is 1472. Okay. Subtract. That's a 0. That's a 1, and that's a 1. Bring the 4 down. 184 goes into this. Oh my God. 9. No. 5 times 46. I think it goes 6 because 6 is 24, goes 2, 48, 50. Oh, how about that? 6 times exactly. 1104. So she has 18.4 gallons of gas, so which each gallon she was able to drive 38.6 miles. Each gallon took her 38 miles. The deli charges $3.45 for a pound of turkey. Tim wants to buy 2.4 pounds. How much you both got? Well, 3.45. It's 1 pound. We're going to multiply it by 2.4. Okay, that's a 20, 18, and 13. And this is going to be a 10, a 9, and a 6. 0, 8, 12, 8. We need to have, I'm sorry, forgot to do this, 2 decimals. 1 decimal, total 3 decimal places. Our answer is going to be right here, 8.28, or simply $8.28. That's how much Tim's going to pay. 1 inch is equivalent to 2.54. How many inches are there in 50.8 centimeters? Okay. Division problem. So if I have 50.8, and I want to see how many inches in there, I divide that by 2.54, because 2.54 is 1 inch. This is 1 inch right here. This, we're asking how many times can this goes into 50.4. So let's move the decimal 2 over. 1, 2 becomes 254. Inside, we're also going to move it twice. 1, 2. And our new number is going to be 508, and we're going to add 0 there in that empty space. Let's see, 254 does not go into 5, does not go into 50, plus it goes into 208, actually 2 times. How nice. Okay, bring the other 0, and 254 goes into 0 times. So final answer, 20 inches. Okay, so 50.8 centimeters is the same thing as 20 inches. And then finally, the area of a room is 28.125 meters squared. The length is 6.25 meters. How much is the width? Okay, a little tricky here. So let me draw it. Here's the room. They tell you that the length here is 6.25. And they tell you that the area inside, remember area is the number of little squares inside. Okay, we counted how many squares inside. And apparently there's 28.125. And they're asking for this, the width. How much is the width? Well, you know to find the area of a rectangle, it's base length times width, right? Or base times height. So it's this times a number will give you 28.25. But what is the operation? So let me just go back and set it up like this. Stop. Okay, gee, too far down, too far up. Stop. Ah, lovely. Okay, anytime you want to stop. Guess not. Wait, come down. Oh my God, how far are you going to go? Hello? Alright, here we go. No. Yes. Okay, here. Okay, stop. Oh. Stop. Okay. Alright, so remember, area equals length times width, or base times height, same thing. We know that the area is 28.125. We know the length is 6.25 times W. Okay, 602. You should know that this is a multiplication equation. You want to isolate the variable, so you want the W to be all by itself. What are you going to do? Divide this by 625 and this by 625. These two cross out, and 28.125 divided by 6.25 should give you whatever number that is. I don't know. 4 point something. Okay, so I'll actually do the division here at the bottom. Everybody else, give me a second, I'll do a 601 and then 633. I'll do it the other way. Can you stop going up? Okay, so you actually have to do the calculations here. 28.125 divided by 6.25. We're going to move this 2 spaces to the right, and it's going to become 625. And you're going to move the decimal here 2 spaces to the right, it becomes 2812.5. This goes 625 goes into 28. I'm thinking maybe 4. It has to be 4 times. Okay, so 4 times 5 is 20. Goes 2. That's a 10. That's 24. 26. How much left over you have? 2, 1, 2, 5. And I'm thinking that it's going to be 625 goes into that 3 times. Okay, it can be a 15. Goes 1, a 7, and then a 315 goes 1, 7, and 18 over here. Okay, and then it's going to be a 0, a 5, and a 2, 250. You're going to bring a 0 down, and 625 can go into 2,500 about 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20, goes 2. 4 times 2 is 8, goes 10, 24, perfectly. So the answer is 4.35. So the width of that, 4.34. Okay, so you were looking for a number. Okay, look at the picture. They gave you that the area, okay, the area of that rectangle was 28.125. Wow, seriously. All right. The area was 28.125, so 6.225 times the width gives you 28.125. So you had to find that, and that answer was 4.34. Okay. You could have done this using fact families, and then let me just show you how that's done. Okay. So you know that 6.25 times W equals 28.125. 28.125. Or you could have said 28.125 divided by 6.25 equals W. And that's the equation that you want to use to solve. And that gives you 4.34. Okay, that's it. You have a your first practice test. See how you do. There's probably going to be a couple questions that you don't know how to do. That's okay, because we're missing one topic, which is surface area. But everything else you should be able to do. Do it in two parts. Time yourselves. There's a multiple choice, and there's also the extended answer. Don't do everything at once, because otherwise you're going to be there for a while. Okay? And that's that. I need a word, right? So let's write it. Ooh, let me think of a word. There. It's what's on TV, so I'm lacking imagination. There we go. That's what the commercial is about. Alright, that's that.